Well, hello, and thanks for stopping by. This is episode 120 of My Prostate is Trying to Kill Me. I'm Mark Graves, just a regular guy fighting prostate cancer, and I'm glad to have you along for the ride. It is Tuesday, February the 2nd, Groundhog Day. Happy Groundhog Day. It's also my nephew's birthday, so happy birthday, Stephen. And it's also my niece-in-law's birthday, Mia, so happy birthday, Mia. I'm kind of jazzed today. I know I had the video where I was upset about my numbers for the PSA that I got back and went from 0.4 to 1.3, and I was freaking out over it. And I put a video up about it, and you guys just lifted me up. You know, prayer, good thoughts, shaka, aloha, juju, everything. Phone calls, messages on instant messenger, text messages, everything. I so totally appreciate that. Come to find out, after seeing my oncologist yesterday, I didn't need to worry. So I'm going to throw that on me, because I evidently didn't have enough of a discussion with him beforehand to understand what the numbers are going to be when we read them. I knew that the first one would be the baseline, and then we wanted it to either stay there or go down, but I never did ask him, hey, what if it goes up? Well, I did, and he said, well, then we would move on to chemotherapy, but I didn't ask him how much does it have to go up before we go to chemotherapy. So a lot of the anxiety and stress I put on myself for that. So again, thank you to everybody that encouraged me and supported me, as you always do. I appreciate that so much. But did get a chance to see Dr. Holmesy yesterday, and he told me that he's not worried about it. So right away, I'm like, why are you not worried about that? Because I am. And he says, no, don't worry about it. The normal range for PSA for guys is 0 to 4.0. That anything in between there, you're fine. Some doctors will even let it rise to 6 and still consider you to be okay. I am now understanding what my Dr. Holmesy is telling me is that he's going to cap it at 2.0. So the PSA can fluctuate for all kinds of reasons. If there's a bowel irritation, you're constipated, bladder aggravation, any of those things can do that. And looking back at the calendar, I had my tube changed out. My suprapubic catheter was changed out the day before I did my PSA blood test. So no telling if that's what caused the rise in it to go up a little bit. Absolutely no way to know. So here's where we sit right now, is that I'm at 1.3. My doctor is not worried about it. He's capping me at 2.0. So every 3 months I'll get my PSA done. And as long as it's below, 2.0 or below, he's cool with that. And super accommodating, really super nice doctor. He said, we could do it every 2 months if it make you feel better. He said, it's a little overkill. And I said, no, I'm fine. We'll go the 3 months. So now I'm not going to sweat it as hard when I get waiting for the results. Now, if I get the results and it says 2.5, then I have to start worrying, because it means that the cancer has found a way around the 2 hormone treatments I take, the Xtandi and the Lupron, and then we would have to go to something else. So Kelly went with me yesterday, and she's my rock, my cheerleader, my note keeper. She has a journal of all this. So she was asking questions that sometimes I forget to ask. So we talked about continuation of treatment for time frame. How long would I expect to do this? And he said, number one, we would change the treatment regimen if the PSA starts to go up, on regular intervals, because it means that the cancer's probably found a way around the Xtandi. So they could put me on other types of hormone treatment, hormone blockers. And so that's one way to go. Second one, which brought a lot of joy to my heart, is that he said, I'll stay on this for 2 years. If my PSA stays below 2.0, I feel like Chuck Woolery, 2 and 2. If the PSA stays below 2.0 for those 2 years, he's going to take me off of the hormone treatment. And then we're going to, ride dirty for 3 months and take another test and see what it does. And then, for a while, I would keep going every 3 months to check the PSA. If it stays down, then I get to get off the hormones and stay off the hormones until at such time that it would, the PSA starts to rise again. So I would assume for the rest of my life, I'm going to have a pretty regular PSA checkup, because that's really what we have to look at. That's our I can't even think of the word, but that's our benchmark. That's how we tell, if things are changing with the prostate or not. So good news. I mean, that's light at the end of the tunnel for me. I could be off these hormones in 2 years, which would be fantastic. That would be 4 years down the road from when I was diagnosed with cancer. And at that point, I guess I would consider myself not cured, but I would consider myself a survivor. So I'm looking forward to that. There's other things we talked about yesterday too. The ability to maybe start using my penis again once we get a little farther along with testing the cancer to make sure the PSA is down. I talked to him about the doctor that would do like the Roto-Rooter thing on me. So if we can get the urethra to expand a little bit again, to get it to open up, then I would be able to use that to urinate out of, and I could get rid of the suprapubic catheter, which would be awesome. I mean, I've gotten used to it. It is what it is. It's there. And I never thought I would get used to having a piece of silicone hanging out of my abdomen, but I have. It's like anything else in life. You adjust to it and you get used to it. So that's where I'm sitting. It's all good news right now. And, I do feel like a dork for getting so upset the first day. And that was my bad. I needed more information, didn't have it. And of course, I assumed the worst, went to, a really dark place. Monday night was rough for me. Sunday night, was rough for me because I knew I was going to see the doctor on Monday. And, of course, as much as you pray and everything, your brain still keeps going there. What if? So don't have to what if right now. I talked to Tom and Jack and Brian on the text messages last night, and they're all being super supportive and everything. But Tom had suggested an idea for another T-shirt. I think it's great. I'm going to mock one up and see how it looks. Because of the PSA getting checked every 3 months, it's kind of like you have that buildup, and there's still going to be some anxiety, still going to be some trepidation because you don't know what the number is going to be like. Brian's going through that right now. He's going to have his test, I believe, next week. Tom has another PSA test coming up in 3 weeks. So Tom suggested, hey, we're living our life 3 months at a time. And it's true. So I'm going to work on a new T-shirt and get one for the guys and show them around. But anyways, just I'm feeling like a huge weight is lifted off my shoulders. I went to bed last night at about 10:30. I didn't get up this morning until almost 9. So I think, the emotional baggage I was holding on to finally was able to let go of that and get some decent sleep. So let's see. If you'd like to continue on with the journey, please feel free to do so. Click the subscribe button below. Give me a thumbs up. That helps the algorithm quite a bit. We want to try and get as many guys with prostate cancer to view these videos as we can. Hopefully they'll find something to help them out. We're up to, I think I looked this morning at 255 subscribers. So fantastic. And keep the messages coming, the comments, questions below. That would be fantastic. So thanks again. All the prayers, the good thoughts, the positive vibes, the good juju, the aloha, the shaka, whatever temporal energy display, whatever you're sending my way, I really appreciate it. Because today I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not feeling invincible, but I'm feeling pretty good. So thanks for being here, and I will see you on the next one.